want to share this story of organic divinity because it's really at the essence of what organic divinity is. It is living life to the best of your ability, trying for you to be the best that you can be, not just for yourself, but for the world around you, for the universe, right? That during the process of you just trying to be the best that you can be and to make yourself happy, that in the long run, you aren't even really aware of just what some of your personal actions and deeds are doing for people that you may encounter in your life. So I want to share this story about a friend of mine named Victor. Victor has been searching and collecting guitars to put together this collection of very special and meaningful guitars for him in order to honor his now passed son. And it's through this process that he's been using this means of honoring his son in such a beautiful way through music and through the instruments of guitars, that he was in search of some guitar cases for the guitars that he had been collecting. And, he doesn't technically go out and search for these guitars. These guitars, technically, I guess, for the most part, they appear to come to him organically, which is, of course, is another aspect and avenue that is so beautiful about this. And so in his search for some guitar cases, he was able to make contact with somebody in another state. And so he set off to find these guitar cases and to retrieve them, if you will. And in the process, he met this woman who not only had plenty of guitar cases for him, but she had this massive collection of guitars that were her deceased and now passed husband's. And so it was through this connection, this divine connection that brought the two of them together, that he was there to satisfy something he wanted and needed, something that he desired, which was guitar cases. And so he was more than happy to drive, and he was more than happy to pay whatever was necessary in order to fulfill that, to honor his son, right? It's such a meaningful and very positive and very widely used way of honoring the people that have now since passed on. And so as he was sharing that story with me, what really kind of came to me was not just how beautiful that story was of his and what it must have meant for him. I have I am an empath. I have a very empathic nature. And so it's made me successful behind the styling chair for 40 years. And it's because I can get onto the same level as the client in my chair or the person sitting next to me or across from me at the table, as this particular instance was. And so as I'm understanding how beautiful that must have been for him, I instantly downloaded what the actual possible true purpose was for both of them and what it was they co-created. Because you see, what we have to understand is that when two people make a connection in any way, whether it's the you-know-what that cuts us off on the highway, or whether it is our spouse or partners, children, co-workers, we are creating something. It's a co-creation of some kind. And so in this particular instance, he was there to satisfy a desire of his. And what he did not recognize that I shared with him was that the divine sent him on that journey so that the divine, in this beautiful universal way, could help her satisfy a deep desire of her own. She had been sitting on that collection for a number of years. I never recalled if I got the number. I don't know. Didn't matter. She had been sitting on them for a number of years. I know that much, since her husband had passed. And she could have easily donated them. She could have easily sold them on eBay. I mean, let's face it. Now with the internet, there are so many avenues to get rid of things that whether we want to through a loving way or whether we want to through a get it out of my sight way. But the reality was here. She needed some place to hand these guitars from her beloved husband because she couldn't just put them off out into the universe and donate them to a thrift store of types. They had to go to somebody with the same level of care and deep desire to show their own personal love with their now passed on loved ones. Neither of them knew it. I would guess that based on his reaction when I said that to him, that he wasn't really just there for himself, but he was there for her. She needed somebody to pass off guitars to. She needed somebody to pass off that love that she had for that, right? I mean, she had so much love for that collection, she couldn't part with it. And he has so much love for the collection that he is building because of the love that is attached there for his beloved that has passed. And so the two of them, this is what organic divinity is. Neither knew the true intention, certainly not until maybe the moment they got there. And perhaps a lot of that came through, right? Because we are human and we all have this big heart of ours. And so it's easy to see on a surface level just how wonderful that was, right? But I want you to think about it further and go further, because that's what organic divinity is. When you're just doing things that you feel are the right things and the best things, in actuality, you are creating things that are huge and massive, that have such a massive effect on people that you don't even know, right? We've heard that. You've heard that. I know I have, right? We've all been told. Sometimes you smile at a person and you have no idea the big difference that made in their lives. I had somebody put some Post-it notes on my station one day. Years ago, I had that same person wrap my station up in caution tape because it was funny because of how I do hair and how I might drop a few things, right? I have fun behind the chair. And so that is what organic divinity is. They were just having fun, but they really had no idea how it resonated with me to walk in and see it, because somebody was just being silly to have fun. And I loved it, but I also needed it on levels that I didn't even know at the time, right? And so go out there in the world. This is the most holy fool telling you. Go out in the world and spread joy in any way that you can, because the world needs it now. Go out there and hold the door for people and give them the biggest smile that you can, even if you're wearing a mask. Because I promise you, if they are looking at you when it's this, they will see that smile through the mask. They'll see it in your eyes. This is the most holy fool. Thank you for your time. I look forward to talking to you soon.